but I'm not an ass out, titties out type of person. With the smallest titties, I just want smaller breasts. I want to be able to be comfortable.
What you trying to go down to? What size?
As small as they'll go.
No, man.
As small as they'll
No, man. Don't do that.
If they give me an A cup, I would be.
Don't do that.
So
yeah, you better get
she
her.
She says that.
So
no, everybody say that until like I think that the perfect thing for your body type is either a heavy B or a C.
I am a 34 double H. That's a double homicide. Like I need to.
Lord, you should go as E.
What E?
No, not
no.
E.
Brother said E.
I would say a heavy C. Like I didn't think I was
got
a D.
D at least. Come on, son. She D. You gonna go smaller than D?
What?
You need the
everybody, D for me is not gonna look like a D for
right. Everybody, because everybody is different.
It's not. I was that size probably in like.
Don't do.
6th grade. I'm just, no, your breasts are good. I'm just saying, like I've always been busty. Like
so you want smaller titties than what you had than when you was in 6th grade?
Yes, like I want little nub dubs. I'm so serious. Like
you fucking me up.
Like
that's
I'm
crazy.
So serious. I want. You don't gotta carry.
So anybody who want Brittany, look, you better hurry up. She about to get rid of them. Better hurry up. They about to go. Going out of business sale. You hear me? Real talk. Y'all better hurry up. I want to ask you, how did y'all family receive this? Like how y'all both got you got 2 sons, you got a son. How y'all children reacted to it? Like, did they notice it? Did they,
My son, he noticed it. He laughed at it, and like he's a little boy, so he made it awkward. He was like, "Mommy, your boobs are bigger," and I'm like, "Yeah," and I get out, and then he just was like, "Okay," and he just was like, "Mommy, you look nice," and I was like, "Thank you, baby." My son is 6, and then my mom, she was supportive, but can't nobody tell me no. Right. So like everybody was supportive. And my son, he love it. He don't care.
That's good. Your kids
he's 6.
And your mother.
He don't really know the difference. He was
good.
just like, "Mom, are you okay? Oh, okay. That's what you got? All right." And on to the next thing. Play with my toys.
Yeah,
my
that's
kids
good.
didn't notice.
They didn't notice.
Yeah.
The first time my daughter ever noticed me in some boxers, she told me my vagina was big.
And mine told me, mine said, "Daddy, you got poo in your jaw." I'm like, I got no poo in my jaw. I looked down. I said, never doing this again.
From the front.
Never
See, my
doing
son
this
awkward.
again.
My son awkward like that too. Earlier today, he told me, "Oh, mama, you just got a big old booty and it just jiggle."
Oh Lord, no.
So he awkward like
yeah,
that. Like
so
so, I mean, like he's a little perv. Like he's just like a little perv. That's all.
Yeah.
So I just be like,
he tore up.
yeah. He make fun of it, and that's what I enjoy about it. Like we
she
just
didn't
made
even know.
fun
She
of it.
saw that. She didn't even know what. She was just like, yeah, here's something wrong with
So
it.
like now they can see me with a shirt off or something
Yeah,
simple. They be
but
like,
the shorts
I gotta cover up with my son.
Yeah,
because
that's what I'm
I be
I gotta
covered
cover
on.
up. Because they got too many questions and they notice too many different things.
Yeah.
Now see their mama. Well, what she want? Not well, what she want. Me, I gotta have on drawers, bottoms,
for sure.
and
It's a gender
shirt.
difference.
'Cause if I don't have on a shirt, they be like, "Daddy naked. He ain't got no shirt on." Like, God damn.
Right.
Y'all want me hate the tour in this bitch at all
They're
time.
gonna know. You think they're gonna notice if when you go back about your breasts? You think they're gonna ask?
Hell yeah, they
Yeah,
gonna
Because you know.
It definitely.
Breasts make a difference in your whole structure of your body. Like, if you look at somebody that had a breast reduction, you're gonna be like, damn, like.
I don't know about that one, Brittany.
It depends on how small and
I'm
how far
not-
down you go. Cause some people it's just wide. Period. I mean, and you could see maybe.
Well,
but
I don't feel like I'm a wide person up here. I feel like my frame is from the back. Is like, you ain't gonna think I got these big ass titties over here when I turn around. Like,
now, are you gonna lift too?
yeah, I'm gonna get all that. Like, I want them to be, like, come in.
Because that's two different things.
A breast reduction and a lift is a combo what I'm getting because you
Yeah.
can get that at the same time. But my insurance, my job insurance is paying for my breast reduction. I ain't paying for my lift because your insurance is only gonna pay for a reduction. They're not gonna lift your breast.
And beware, when you go, you think that you're just getting breast augmentation, like a implant, and then they'll tell you the day before the surgery, well, yeah, you need a lift too. That's an extra $1,000 onto it.
Yeah.
I didn't need it, but I was sitting in the surgery room talking to the different girls that was going to see the doctors and stuff, and it was telling me like they just added on. And then I know one girl, she had to get what Brittany had, the cell thing, and she had to get a lift, so there was an extra $3,000 on to what she already had.
What if you ain't got it?
You stuck. They ain't gonna do it because they not about to put surgery on you and make them look bad.
Yep.
They already got your before picture.
So you gotta go back home and go to work.
I don't believe that. I've seen some bad ones.
So you gotta go back home. You gotta go back home and go to work and trap up that other 2 racks.
Every girl I know coughed up in that room. I don't know no one girl that did not cough up the money in that room. That's why I said bring extra bread. I don't know one girl that didn't cough it up.
Damn. You gotta bring at least an extra $2,000-$3,000, depending on what you have.
Doctors got a fire scam.
You know, you gotta bring at least $2,000-$3,000.
Doctors got a fire
BBL,
scam.
I would between 3 and 4 because
they done put the dope in you.
So you think you about to spend 5 racks, but you really need to trap your way up to 10 racks.
Well, the price of BBLs when I looked was $45. Now, when I really looked at it, it's like $65.
Yeah, it's going back up.
Yeah, see,
they got real popular. They bought it up, and now it's going back up. And everybody got money. They got these.
And they telling you bring an extra 2 racks. That's crazy.
Yeah, and that was when we had ours. So.
This is not. I'm telling you, this is.
Boy, that's a dirty game, boy.
Well, that's what I'm saying. No, look. So they put you under anesthesia. You about to fall asleep, and then they go, "Oh yeah. Before you fall asleep, we need $2,000. You gonna do it or not?" You like, huh?
And that's why we say
you come back home, you fight as a motherfucker eating noodles.
But I mean, you know,
I get it. I understand.
You come back home, fight. You come back home, fight as a motherfucker eating wish sandwiches.
Right.
Wish you had some meat on that motherfucker.
But that's why we said wait until you're able to profit into what you're getting, because don't be no little bum that's just trying to get it put together because you're gonna fuck yourself up.
Yeah.
Right. You gotta realize you going with stripper hoes with baby daddies, that's drug dealers that don't mind, that's going out there with extra racks just to go out there and have fun in their pocket.
Yes.
So them hoes not really worried about extra to them. So that's what we say, bring that extra break, because you never know what you're gonna run into. And you want to look good. You don't want to be looking fucked up. That's the last thing you want to look is fucked up. Mm-hmm. Invest in yourself.
So how could you avoid that meatball on a toothpick look? Like, you know how the movie be.
Don't be extra.
Right.
Don't get more ass than what your leg can handle, basically.
Right, basically. This man said a meatball on a stick.
It look like a meatball on a toothpick.
Mike Wazowski.
Yeah, you gotta. And then like it all depends on your doctor. If you're going to a doctor that's like known for doing these celebrity asses like Dr. Miami and stuff, you gonna get that type of ass because that's what they doing. Like you gotta, some people getting ass and their butt crack disappearing. Like you gotta, make sure you. And it all depends on where they place your ass. Cause if you got, so you ever seen somebody crazy with a high booty, like a shelf booty?
Yeah.
So when they get BBLs, they look weird because their booty is already shaped weird.
Yeah.
So somebody that already have like a nice slope in their back, like they surgery result is gonna look a little better because of the way they was already built. It all depends on your body frame.
So where you said you getting more added to it, again?
I want mine more at the bottom, like where your W falls at. I want my W to be a little wider, just a little bit. I don't want it to show from the hips, but I want a little bit more filled in.
It's good how you got it. I'm telling you.
That's fine, but I think
you just want
that's
more.
why I said it's all about how you feel when you take
and
off
then
your
I'm
clothes
already
and you
gonna have
look in
to
the
get
mirror.
more lipo, so why would I let them waste my fat like that?
Fuck it. Throw it right here.
Hey, just put it back there.
We can pause it. Y'all about 5.
It's on. Yeah, but
It's
it
on
ain't
there.
on. Yeah, like. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I know what I was about to ask. So, what was the thought process leading up to thinking about getting it, and what, like, when you finally decided, like, I'm gonna get it, in the process of going through all the, checking all the boxes to get it done? Like, what was that like?
So for me, I just kind of like always thought about it. Last year I was gonna go through with it, but the pandemic happened, so I was like, well, maybe it's not meant for me to do it. Then I'm gonna say like January, I just was like, fuck it, I'm about to do it. It's like I'm a spur of the moment type of person. I can't, if I marinate on something too long, I'm not gonna do it. So I had just booked my surgery. I had been looking at the doctor. He was a He was from Trinidad. So, I mean, I just booked it and I did my research. Before I put my money down, I did my research. But I'm not one of those people that kind of like look for cheaper prices. So I kind of like look at more high end.
You're looking at the results.
Yeah, and I'm looking at more of a high end. You got to look into your recovery houses and all that. So it was a long thought process, but for me it was just like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna pay for it first so I can know I'm gonna do it. Then I looked into the research versus wasting my time.
How was it for you?
Well, honestly, for me, I mean, I always thought about it, but it wasn't something I was thinking about doing. And then I honestly was talking to my sugar daddy, and I told him I wanted my titties done, and he was like, "For real?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm serious." And he was like, "Okay, book it. Do your research and book it." And as I should, I did. And I'm going to say about a month later, I booked it. And 2 weeks later, I had my surgery. And that was that.
Damn. And see, this whole time I'm thinking it's like I'm thinking about doing it for these months. Okay, I'm going to do it. Okay, I'm going to book it. I thought it was way more dragged out. Y'all process make it seem like.
On you and your kind of like your situation. Like if you have kids,
right?
You working, like your financial situation, all that play a factor in it. So like for me, my date was, I'm gonna say like 60 days from the day that I booked it, because I had to get you gotta get your hemoglobin and all that up. So you gotta make sure your numbers is right where it is to have the surgery. So that's why, I mean, it could go swift like that, but it's up to you. It's really up to you. Like the doctor. Money talk, bullshit walk. So, if you got your money, the doctor gonna squeeze you in wherever you want to be squeezed in.
Right. I know people.
So how does the booking process go? Is it someone that you seen on Instagram? You're looking at the results. You DM them, or how did that go? How did the booking process go?
So you could DM them or you could call. Then somebody's gonna reach out to you. You're gonna do a consult. It depends on the doctor. Like my consult was virtual. So you of course you have to show them your body. They have to approve you. You have to be honest with your weight, your height, because they're gonna go off of your BMI. And don't think that if you lie and say you really 190 and you tell the people you 170, that's not gonna play a factor into your surgery, because all of that matters. They're not gonna do it if your BMI is over a certain point. Like you have to really look into that type of stuff, because if you don't, you'll get there and then waste all your money. They're not gonna give you your money back. So that's your fault, because it's not nothing on their end. It's something on your end. You didn't be honest about your consultation with them. So it's really like up to you and what you want. Some people need a tummy tuck with their BBL. Some people need combos. Like, not all doctors do that anymore. So it depends on if you're going to go to the U.S., if you're going to go out of the U.S. All that plays a factor in how long your process is going to be, how long it's going to take for your recovery. All that play a factor into it.
So to make it completely clear to the audience who may be watching this, what exactly did y'all get done?
To me, I got my breast done. The way it went was, when you booked online, they asked you what type of surgery do you want. I told them I wanted. Once I paid my deposit, they sent me off a packet and they told me everything that I needed to do. And I honestly didn't have to see a doctor until the 2 weeks before my surgery date. My doctor, he pretty much made so everything was straight. My heart rate, you got to get an EKG. And then they get a clearance, send it up to the doctor, make sure you have all your paperwork, because you will get down there and they will lose your shit, and then you have to pay for everything all over again. I had to pay for tests that I already took.
You already took.
They had it in front of them, and they was like, take it again. Bring extra bread. Sometimes I went to Miami, so I had to bring cash, because a lot of times they don't want a credit card. So make sure you bring at least 2 racks on the side, because you're going to have to pay for extra stuff. Bras, fajitas if you're getting it, little shit to make your ass foam, all types of stuff. But you have to make sure you have it all.
You fucking me up, because I didn't know none of this. I thought
you was talking about
hemoglobin surgery.
But that hemoglobin, that's really what it is, making sure your blood is going to be okay so you can recover, because you get scars.
You have to take you have to take all types of stuff to make sure your levels is up, because if not, like for me, even though my levels was okay, I still had to get a cell saver. That's like a machine that basically collect your blood as you're having surgery, so you don't lose blood and need a blood transfusion, which it is extra, but it also makes your recovery time like faster, like you're not down after surgery. But our surgeries are totally different. Her surgery is more of her process is not as long and down as mine. My surgery was more of a dangerous surgery.
So what exactly did you have done?
I had a Brazilian butt lift, a BBL.
Okay.
And I just had a plain breast augmentation. They had put gummy bear drops is what they call it, and they put it in, and it's like 400 cc's. And before I was a 32A, and then now I'm a 32 double D.
Okay.
So yeah. And we talked to each other
Like
throughout our
we had
process.
anniversary, kinda like
Y'all-
A week, like less than a week apart.
I knew the whole time too, cause y'all both was posting to y'all close friends, so I was updated. You know
I
what
mean,
I'm saying?
it's nothing to hide. I mean, if you
Not
know
saying
me
it
for
was something
years,
to
you gonna
hide, you
that,
know.
like, this bitch ain't had no booty before. Now she got booty.
Right.
I mean, it's nothing to hide. It's,
And for me, it obviously was tremendous, but I ain't give a fuck. Fuck them. Bitch,
So-
I did it for me. I ain't do it for no nigga. I
Right.
ain't do it for nobody. I did it for me. I want to look good when I look in the mirror.
And that's
So
usually
the
the biggest
judgment
question.
factor doesn't bother y'all,
Yeah.
not 1%.
Oh,
not ever.
So that is the why. The why is you did it for you.
Yeah, like you
Yeah.
want to be comfortable in your skin. First,
Right.
I feel like me. I gave my body to my children. I have 2 kids, and I'm done with kids. So, like, you know, I mean, why not? I feel like it's not a process somebody should do before they have kids, because your body changes after all that. And I feel like you shouldn't do it too young, because your body isn't fully developed. So at 21, you think you developed, but you're really not. So, you know, there's such thing as grown women, your body maturing, your
Grown
hips
woman
break.
weight, grown
yeah,
woman
like,
weight.
you know, you get thicker over time. So I waited till my body was mature. I've been saying this since I was 15 years old, that I was gonna get my ass done, and nobody believed me, but I got it done.
Yeah, cause you ain't have none.
Yeah, I did.
But you looked good though.
yeah.
You looked good.
Beautiful.
Well, thank you.
And
But
everything.
that was the only thing you was missing.
I did not have. I always had hips. Like, people think I got my hips done. I did not get my hips done. I literally just had fat put in my ass. That's it.
So that process, like, do they take it from other parts of your body, or do they just
take it from your
add?
stomach. It depends on you as a person. So my process is like going to be longer. My process is probably going to be 2 to 3 rounds. Everybody thinks that you're going to achieve this perfect snatch body in 1 round. It all depends. Like, if Sonya was to get a BBL, she would only need 1 round because she is smaller. I was a thicker woman, so you know, to get that extra snatch figure, I would have to get 2 rounds, and I'm okay with that because I went in the U.S. If you go into Dominican Republic or Colombia, wherever you go at outside of the U.S., they're gonna take more than 4 liters. In the U.S., the legal limit is 4 liters, so like you really can't.
Everything.
Yeah, you can't do everything at once. If
Yeah.
you know, you literally you have to be realistic with yourself and your body type. That's just my honest opinion. You have to be realistic with yourself and your body. You can't compare your body to these celebrities. You can't compare your body to the girl next to you, because everybody's body shape is different.
Yeah. So let me ask y'all this. I'm not so sure about yours, but I know your recovery was painful. Like, walk us through that. Like, how was that, sleeping and just being woke, just dealing with it?
Bleeding on the bed and shit.
Like, how was that?
If
Shit
you
crazy.
have a weak stomach, it's not for the weak. I can honestly say that it's not for the weak. I'm more of a natural remedy type of person, so I did not believe in taking the Percocets. I took 1 Percocet, and you know, I did other things that, you know, helped me during recovery. But I also stayed in the recovery house when I had a 24-hour around the clock for 7 days. So, you know, I didn't have to deal with it by myself. I was basically in a hospital but at home, because she had checked my vitals. I had IV fluids. I had pretty much everything I needed for it. So, I mean, after the second day, I was good. It just really depends. It's a mind over matter thing.
What's the pain meter for the first 3 days?
The pain meter for the first pain meter for the first 2 days would be, I would say, like an 8.
An 8?
What about
For
you?
me, that shit was fucking painful.
Okay,
My
so it was
implant
painful.
was under the muscle. So
Okay.
anything I touch, when I put my hands over my head.
Like, even like walking type shit.
Walking wasn't really that. Only reason why walking hurt is because my back. Like, your spine hurts bad. It's just like all your muscles are just ache. I went and I had my surgery, and then the second day I was at Sugar Factory eating. And then all of a sudden, like, I got a shock up my spine. That shit was so bad. It was like, I wanted to go home, and I cried like a baby. I took my
Say,
medicine.
ooh, like that next to me like that.
Yeah, no, it was bad. I took medicine for about maybe 3 days after my surgery. After that, that was it. It was a wrap. I gave birth natural, so I wasn't really worried about
too.
it. So I was just like, fuck it, thugged it out, and then I wasn't eating. I lost about. My headphones cut out.
Oh, my bad. He probably did that. Which one you is? You probably kicked that little. Yeah, you sitting on it. See where your headphones are right there?
Me?
It's that little thing right there. Yeah.
Play with that.
Yeah, you kicked it.
Oh,
That
mine.
bitch. Yeah, I see.
Oh, no, it's not.
There you go. I'm sorry.
Gucci. Tighten him up.
I forgot what I was saying. Y'all can't do me. I forgot what I was saying.
We just jump back in and just talk about the pain or whatever.
Oh, the pain was bad. So I took my little pills for about 3 days. After that, I stopped. And then I just stuck it out afterwards. And then I want to say recovery time was about 2 months. It took about 2 months for me to really like recover, get back to myself, go out. My stitches, it dissolved on its own. So I didn't have to worry about that. Some people got to get tubes. Some people had to get the stitches actually taken out. Some people think that they just gonna get like a breast augmentation, like putting the implant in, and they gotta get lifts. I didn't have to get no lift. I was good, but that adds on to the time. Like it adds on to that stress and that pain.
I got a real question though.
How did it affect the nipple? Before you even asked it, how did it affect the nipple?
Sensitive. Like
It's more sensitive.
If the dread would have touched it,
Yeah.
it would have hurt. Like it hurt. Like it hurted for like at least like the first month. By the time the second month came, it was like okay. And
So is it more back to normal or is it different?
It's back to normal for the most part. It's back to normal.
So it's okay.
Yeah.
That's nice to know because I would have thought it would have been either more hurtful or more numb. I would have thought it would have been something like that. I wouldn't have thought it would have went back to normal.
And I was in like April. I know I had mine in April of last year.
No, mine was March of this year.
This year?
Yeah.
It was
Damn.
Yeah.
It feel like you've been having ass for a minute now.
That's crazy.
I didn't think it was just this year.
this year. Oh, it was.
Yeah, March this year. Mine was March 29th. Hers was like the
April
first week of
11?
No, yours was not that late because we was in Miami together.
We wasn't not together. I came right after you. Like when you came back,
I was leaving the day you came.
you did.
I was leaving the day you came, I think. Because I said after a week. It don't matter. It was this year. I don't know. Yeah.
I had a question about the life cycle. Like I heard that like when females get their breasts done, they gotta go back after a certain amount of time to go back and get it redone.
It depends on you. It depends on if your recovery good. It depends on like.
So after 10 years, you ain't gonna have to go back, or you may have to go back.
You may. It depends.
Real.
We talking about for my surgery.
Yeah, even like yours, like
Thank
you got.
you.
I mean,
fat died.
if you got a BBL, like you sitting on that bitch, like you don't gotta go back in 10 years, and
It just depends on your body and how you feed your fat after.
Right.
So like if you eat right, work out, then all that plays a factor in your body staying in shape. But if you just gonna get the surgery, eat what you want, not ever work out, then of course you're gonna have to end up going back because you didn't gain the weight back. Your butt still might be nice, but your stomach might be just protruding as much as your butt is.
so. I got another question. What's with all these like big pillow asses, the misshaped, big old? Y'all know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Because
The big
you have
old
to follow
hard.
up with it.
It depends.
Cause some of that shit just look trash. And
Some people then went out of state. Some people had multiple rounds. Some people had ass shots. Like it all depends on your doctor. My doctor was, like I said, from Trinidad, so he knew what a black woman looked like, which is the reason why I picked him because he explained. I told him I wanted my butt to be a slope. But then it depends on how you built, because some people be built like a box and then now they look like a pretty box after they get the butt. They don't look like it just box.
A box with a nice bump on it.
Like,
But you followed up with your care.
Yeah,
If you don't follow with your care, you will fuck it up.
In it. Like I went got massages.
Yeah, right.
I don't get my massages often, but I still do get them like once a month now. I still keep up with that. Waist training, wearing your thigh high, all that is important after surgery. Like you be seeing them girls out 2 weeks after surgery and then wonder why they look, because that was me. Not 2 weeks after surgery, but I stopped wearing my thigh high faster than it was recommended, and I understood why they tell you wear it that long, because you think you be good and then a week later you swell, so you could retain fluid for 6 months. Like some days I be good, I get drunk, and then the next day I'm
Speaking of fluid, man, that was some of the most gory shit because, believe it or not, I mean, a lot of women close friends, like, they done that. Believe it or not. So, one of the most gory thing I seen from all of it was the massages that drain the shit. Oh, my God. That shit is like,
nasty.
like you said earlier, it ain't for the weak
Nah,
stomach.
weak stomach.
Ooh.
no, I stay away from that shit. I ain't never seen nothing like that.
That shit.
It's
That
worse
shit
than
reminded me.
childbirth. Like as far as the
That I saw.
gruesomeness.
Yeah, that I saw. And I ain't fucking
I ain't
with
gonna
that
lie,
neither, but at least I saw
childbirth,
that.
childbirth, when you talk about a C-section, that's some gruesome shit.
Yeah, but just
They had my girl
Yeah,
open
fuck
up
all
like
that.
walking dead on that bitch. All the insides on the outside. I'm like, hello, baby, welcome to the world. But I'm
Let's
looking
go.
at your mama, making sure she coming with us. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I can't.
In closing, would y'all recommend like other females getting that body done, or what would you say to that?
Definitely.
Yeah, of course. Why would I not recommend something that I did if it was successful for me? I didn't go out of the country, so I had a very successful. Not saying if you go out of the country, it's not gonna be successful, but I mean, I was healthy, so I do recommend it if you're healthy and don't have any health issues.
So,
Definitely do too. I mean, I wanted to do it to go back to get a BBL, but it was just like the pain of it. I just don't want to do it again. I just don't feel like it's worth it, especially if I have to go back and do it again. Then I'm gonna be like, well, fuck. I really didn't have to get, all that extra to begin with. Like I wanted to. I just said, fuck it. Don't even want to do it no more.
girl,
Just,
if you get a BBL, where they gonna take the fat from?
that too, but people eat to gain the weight. Like,
Right.
and then they also have, I think, something called a skinny BBL. So I don't know how they do that, but skinny girls are getting BBLs too. But you could just eat, gain a few pounds or whatever, and your doctor will give you pills to make you gain weight.
Okay.
And you just gain like what, maybe 20 pounds, and you could gain that within a good month if you do right.
Yeah.
And then you go and the little one that you do have, they'll take it away and it'll pretty much scope what you got. And when you get your massages, they're all feeling all.
And I know y'all both said y'all would recommend people to get it, but if it was any person you would recommend not get it, like what situation, what type of person would that be?
A person that's overweight, that hasn't had kids already, and a person with like health issues. Like that would be my biggest no. But if you haven't had kids and you plan on having kids, or if you under the age of 25, like no, it really don't make sense.
Okay, how you feel?
Not for your BBL.
I feel like only do it if it's for you. Like, no matter what anybody else thinking, like if a boyfriend thinks something and you don't want to do it, don't do it. Do it strictly for you. I will also say wait till you're older. At least got to be 25. Wait till at least you're 25 so that way everything can settle in good. Make sure you ain't had no kids yet. And if you haven't, go off and get it. But do it because you want to do it, not because you want to look like your girlfriend. Not like because you want to, when you take off your clothes, be comfortable with what you have. Because if it fuck up, you got to blame yourself.
Real shit.
You got to blame yourself. And that pain tolerance, you got to blame yourself because there's definitely going to be pain. My pain tolerance is bad. Like, I have no tolerance for pain at all. So, that shit hurt.
Man, I want to thank y'all for coming. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a topic that I've been wanting to speak on, and I appreciate y'all courage to, give some people some insight who may be a little nervous about it, getting it, or nervous about the fact of people knowing they got it. Like, I appreciate y'all for coming. You know what I'm saying? Introduce yourself to the people one more time to let them know where they can follow y'all at. You know what I'm saying? If they want to keep up with what y'all got going on, wherever it may be. So what's y'all Instagrams, y'all names, what y'all go by?
My name is Sonia Ashley. Instagram name is Creole Curly.
And my name is B. Instagram